Hello. So, I got a question, right? What is your five strengths and weakness? First thing, I can answer for sure is that I like to draw. Is that I can draw. Why do I call it my strength? Well, I always find myself practicing to practicing drawing ever since I was a little kid. And I began to develop my own art style and stuff. I have my own characters. And, you know, I can draw because of that. This is a character I often draw. Her name is Rika Armstrong, one of my favorite OCs. Woohoo! Second strength, I am willing to learn new things that I'm interested in. If you can consider it a strength. I'm mostly self taught in everything. I don't really follow classes, I just search tutorials up in the internet how to code stuff, how to make music, how to do this, how to do that. And it's always because of interests, you know? There's this game I like to play, and it's mostly community based, right? You have to add stuff in, you have to mod stuff in, and for modding, you have to learn how to code. It's on Lua language and JavaScript, and I learned how to code Lua purely from that game. Thanks to that game. Shout outs to Friday Night Funkin'. I I can learn most stuff if I want to. Well, I'm not saying that I can learn that. I can try to learn most stuff if I want to. My third strength, stuff that I consider my strength, is that I have a creative mind, right? I always have this thing. I always have an idea I want to project, I want to introduce to other people. I'm always fond of video making, game design, stuff like those. Stuff that requires artistic interest. For example, I always try to do new stuff with how I'm making videos if I'm not in a rush, right? I've always tried to make videos with creative camera angles, scripts of I'm always trying to make things look well artistic. Same with drawing. I always design my characters. I have lots of original characters, which one I already showed you earlier. And, designing them takes time. Or, well, I can animate. Just a little. So I made this. Jump in the Cadillac, girls, put some miles on it. Anything you want, just to put a smile on it. You deserve it, baby, you deserve it all. And I'm gonna give it to you. Gold jewelry shining so bright. Strawberry champagne on us. Lucky for you, that's what. I think that's good. I use an animation called Miku Miku Dance, MMD for short. It's an animation, it's a tool most people often use for dance animation. It is designed for dance animation, but there's people who don't use it for dance animation, and I'm one of those. I like to try making actual animations using that. I could probably use a better tool like Blender or Maya, if I remember what its name. I'm inspired by creators like I can name a few. I followed Asatoshi, Mahalaser, and MTB. Two of them are Indonesians. Asatoshi is from Japan. My fifth strength, what I think is my fifth strength, is probably that I often strive to do things by myself. I always have a principle, which is that if I want something done right, I do it myself. It goes for a lot of people, right? If you want to do something right, do it yourself. That's what other people always say. So I always follow that principle. That's why I always try to make my own stuff most of the time, do my own thing most of the time, record my own thing most of the time. Sometimes I do need help, but if I can do it myself, I will do it myself. Now we go on to the bitter part, my weaknesses. And the first thing on the top of my head is that I procrastinate a lot. I often spend my time sitting around thinking about stuff, thinking about stuff, and instead of being productive, I end up lost in my own imagination. My second weakness, I often think that what I create, what I do, is never good enough. I'm shy. I never wanted to show anything to anyone. Well, except online somehow. But anonymity makes you gain confidence. So probably sharing my stuff online can help my actual in real life confidence. So probably that might help. My third weakness. Ooh, this is tough to talk about. I'm emotional. I panic often. When I say I'm emotional, I'm quick to anger whenever something goes wrong. Right? I can't do well under pressure. And if anything goes wrong when I'm under pressure, I think I just lose my temper, which is actually bad for the people around me. Fourth weakness. Woo! It is one of my biggest strengths that I am willing to be capable of doing something by my own. But it is a double-edged sword. I know I should ask for help, but I just don't. But whenever things get tough, I just go somewhere with my family or friends and the last thing, I'm often feeling unmotivated. I've always wanted to do something, but I ended up just doing nothing. I lack motivation. When you want to do something, you do something. You do that immediately. But for me, I do want to do this, but I also don't want to do it because it's such a hassle. I think that's all I can share for today. So, yeah. My name's Rayhand Suprobo, and this is my 5 strengths and 5 weaknesses. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.